I hope you're doing amazing. So I thought in today's video we would do controversial relationship opinions. So just things about relationships in general that may be kind of a split opinion on, where some people are going to be like absolutely not, and some people are going to be absolutely yes. So, but they're just my opinions. But let's go. So the first one, number one, is liking. So I will say these as a girl about a guy or to a guy, just because that would be my setup. But this applies both ways. It's not just like a one rule for one. It's, it goes each and every way. It's just I'll say it the way from my perspective. Liking or commenting or anything on social media on women's half-naked pictures is just not cool, not okay. It's not okay. And again, the same back, like either way. But yeah, it's not cool. I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. I'm not talking about just friends like changing their standard profile picture or sharing a photo of holiday. I don't mean things like that. I mean ones where they're baiting photos, or they're just like the person's feeling themselves in it. It's a half-naked photo. It's you know the type of images I'm talking about. We're all seeing things on social media. Them photos, if you're in a relationship, no, you shouldn't be liking or commenting on those. I think social media, this is kind of linked to the first point, but I'm going to go for the second. I'm going to link it into the second one. So point 2, I think social media has completely created a blurred line area, a grey area as to what's acceptable in a relationship and what's not. There used to be sort of very black and white, I feel, and I feel there's now this area, this buffer zone in between that people are trying to condone as okay behaviour that really isn't, and excusing it as being okay because it's social media. And I don't agree with that. I think if it's not something you would be okay doing in real life or saying in real life, then you shouldn't be doing it on social media. I think if you wouldn't say the comment that you put under somebody's photo on social media, if you wouldn't say that in real life to somebody in front of you while you're stood with your partner, then you shouldn't be putting it. That's just my opinion. I don't think you should. And I know a lot of people say, oh, it's just a comment, it's just a like, it's just for what? For whose benefit then? If it's just a comment or it's just a like, whose benefit are you doing it for? And if it hurts your significant other, I mean, weigh it up. Was it beneficial for anybody? Just my opinion. And again, it works each and every way. What's my next? That's number 2. Number 3. Just because you don't have the passcode to your partner's phone doesn't mean they're cheating. It doesn't mean they're cheating. I see a lot of people saying like, oh, they have their partner's logins, or oh, if you don't have your partner's logins, like they must be with somebody else, they must be cheating. I don't agree with that. That's not true. There's privacy, and there's a level of privacy that I think everybody deserves. And you hear a lot of people say, well, oh, if they're your significant other, or they're your husband or your wife, or whatever the case may be, then why would you have any secrets from them? And I don't agree with that take, because you could have a friend something in you. You could have a friend that's going through a very difficult time and they're talking to you and they're confiding in you, and that person trusts you. So this person could trust me, and they trust me to tell me those things, and they want me to help them through that. And that's where that stops with me. They chose to share that with me, not my significant other, not my partner, and that's wrong. And you should, as a friend, be able to protect their information and their, I think it's wrong that you get to decide that their trials or tribulations, whatever they're going through, is shared with your significant other just because they're scared that you're cheating on them and they want to be able to go through everything on your phone. No, I don't agree with that. The same as your medical records. A lot of people have their medical records linked to their phone, and on our medical records in the UK, if you have the app, when you go on the app, you actually have to click through to say, if you click OK to this next thing, you will see your medical records, you will see your information. Are you sure that it's you? Nobody's sort of pushing to see this information kind of thing, You have to acknowledge that before you go to the next step, because your medical information is private. And yeah, I don't agree that just because you don't have someone's passcode, it means they're cheating. I don't agree with that. I wouldn't give a partner my passcode, and it will never mean that I'm cheating. I will never be cheating, but I still wouldn't give my passcode out. So I don't agree with that. I mean, cool, if you want to, that's fine. If you want to, it's each to their own. But if they don't, it doesn't mean they're cheating, What else? They were my top three that I was thinking of. What else? Oh, indecision is a decision. Indecision is a decision. So if you can be having a fantastic time getting to know somebody, you can be having an amazing time getting to know somebody, but once it gets to a certain point, if they are not ready to commit, or they don't know, or they're just not sure, you know how it goes. Giving them more time when you've reached a point where you feel like say, I don't know, whatever the mark is, say 3 months, if they don't know if they want you or not, because that time limit will be dependent on how much you see each other and things, so you're going to have to gauge it for how long it took you to be sure about them. But if you hit the 3 month mark and they still don't know, then that's a no. If they're still yes or no, don't give them more time. Don't give them more of your time. Don't continue to pour into somebody that isn't sure about you, because indecision is a decision. So I'm not saying give them a week of getting to know you and then be like, oh, you don't want to marry me, okay, bye. But I'm saying when you've given it sufficient time that you know if you want them or not, and they can't reciprocate whether they want you or not, and they're keeping you in the, oh, I don't know. Indecision is a decision. You don't need to give them more time. You need to step back and say, okay, well then I'm going to focus on myself. Okay, well then I'm not going to be putting the energy into you. Don't sit around waiting for somebody to maybe one day choose you, because all that time that you're waiting around, maybe being chosen by them, maybe not. You could have just been chosen by somebody that was sure. So no, indecision is a decision. You don't need to give more time to somebody that isn't sure about you. Giving more time to somebody isn't going to make them any more sure about you. Leave and focus on yourself. you'll have to let me know if you have any. If you have any that where you really agree, like disagree with the advice that you see online, because I feel like now when you go online, you see like everybody's a relationship coach, or everybody's a breakup expert, or everybody, you know, everybody's expert sort of thing. And I look at some of these, and some of them, like, yeah, you can see what they're saying, but some of them are crazy. Some of them got people acting crazy with that advice. Like, yeah. So I don't agree with a lot of it. But I think they're my main ones. I think they're my main ones that stand out. So yeah, let me know. Let me know yours. Let me know if you agree with me. And I might do a part 2 when I find my piece of paper and I find out what the other ones were, because I had like 15 on there. But they're the ones that come to my head. So I hope you have an amazing night, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.